Prepare yourselves for a new form of extraterrestrial terror. Just when you thought the world couldn't get weirder, experience the incredible tale of how humans lost planet Earth. Young lovers, a week in the country, a thrilling story of survival. From outer space they arrived. They're furry, cuddly, deadly.
Oh my god.
Poufs, with an insatiable thirst for world domination.
I guess I don't really know what a poof is.
What? It's like an ottoman, like a furry footstool.
Okay, yeah, I thought maybe it was more like a decorative poof.
What's a decorative poof? What do you mean?
I do not know.
They will soon be invading theaters and homes all over America. When they arrive, would you wait to be rescued, or would you save yourselves?
Welcome to Flyby Films. Once or twice a month, using the magic of distance-defying pubes, we can get together to discuss films that either have been or will be forgotten. I'm Blake Collier, and sitting next to me in this tiny box, a tiny box that's across the universe, on a line in Chico, California. Like, we're talking like serious technology going on here for this to happen, is my friend and co-host, Jamison. On this episode, we are going to be talking about Save Yourselves! Movie about a bunch of hipsters who are trying to disconnect for a week. And something bad happens. That's never happened in the history of hipsterdom. Nothing bad happens to hipsters. Isn't that true, Jamison?
I mean, I can only go based on my life as a hipster. Nothing bad has ever happened to me. So there. I mean, it's anecdotal, but you know.
Okay. Well, speaking of nothing bad ever happening to you, how you been, Jamison? How's your heart?
How's my heart? Oh wow, we're going straight for the heart, right out the gate. Oh man. My heart has been good. My heart has been really full lately because of my son, who is turned 3 months on Wednesday, and
so fast.
Yeah, so fast. But he's so damn cute. He just is. I don't know. I have him on my phone, and I have him in real life, and sometimes I'll be holding him and he'll be being boring, and I'll just look at him on my phone, and so I have all these options to stare at him. I know that sounds creepy, but like I'm pretty infatuated at the moment. He's 3 months. I've heard that this is like just a really sweet time of his life. So yeah.
And he's so cute. He's a chubby little bunny, and I like it.
He's so cute. Oh man. And he's got like this red hair, and we're trying to figure out where that, like.
That's Kira, right?
Well, so kind of. She has some like strawberry blonde, and then I have a lot of red in my beard, but in fact, like as I get older, my beard has started to become more majority red, which is kind of surprising. So I think I have some of that, but I don't know. According to my mom, there's some red in our family, but yeah, in order to be like a full blown like ginger redhead, you need like the gene from both sides. So I don't think. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if he does turn out to like. It's a little too early to tell right now, but in these pictures, man, like we have this outfit where he's wearing suspenders, and there's hearts on it, and it's red, and his red hair really pops with that. So anyway, it's yeah.
So we're thinking that somewhere along the way, somewhere in the family tree, there was a redheaded stepchild once removed.
Yep. Somewhere there. Did you know something I learned about redheads? Did you know they need more? Well, this is a disputed medical fact, but there have been studies, and in the studies, the sample size, the redheads needed more anesthesia to knock them
Oh,
out. And
because
so,
they're so angry all the time.
yeah, no, there's a theory that the gene like reacts to anesthesia a little bit, or needs more to react to it. So
You
I
know
don't
what
know.
else they need more of?
Um,
Sunscreen.
Sunscreen.
True story.
Yeah,
That is 100% medically certified.
I believe it. I believe
You
it.
know what else? You know what else is medically in dispute right now? I'm gonna go a little political here.
Uh,
The fact that COVID possibly came out of a lab in China.
oh yeah, yeah. I saw that. I saw it was the Department of Energy. I guess there were like seven departments or something like that that were asked. I don't know. I don't know why.
I think two or three of them said they thought that it was possible with quote unquote low confidence, whatever that means. And
Yeah,
then the other four were like, yeah, we don't buy it completely.
yeah.
So
I mean, it's
hashtag science.
yeah. I think like I was reading something today in the Atlantic because I'm so fancy. Uh, it
I'd
was
rather you
just a
say that than the New York Times.
yeah, but I mean it was just a free article on my Apple News thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't subscribe to any of this, but the idea was we'll we'll really never know the origins, and that kind of sucks. But you know, it could have been a lab, and I mean, there was a lab in the city that studies, virology, and so, that's a potential thing, but it probably wasn't, it wasn't intentional. I think that's what all of these places are saying that, you know, but who knows? Are you there, Blake? Blake, did you die? Blake. Oh, I think Blake got disconnected. No, I think I got
Now we're back.
disconnected. Damn.
I didn't say anything during that.
Anyway, um, Blake is gone. I am
Well,
here.
I'm here now.
I think I need to continue. Anyway, I didn't want to talk about the lab leak, but Blake did. So, yeah, Department of Energy thinks that it's
How about
possible.
now? Can you hear me now?
Um, I was also going to ask Blake about his kid, how that's going. But we can continue talking about Hazel. Anyway, Hazel's pretty cool. I'm going to try to figure out what is going on with Blake. can. Can you hear
That
me?
was weird. I literally was here, and I could hear you, and I could see you move, but you did not see or hear me.
Oh, weird. You know what else is weird? It kept the recording going even though I went out and back in. So,
Well, and that's what I was afraid of. That's why I didn't really do anything on my side whenever you couldn't hear me, is because I was afraid if I left, it would shut down the recording. Because I had kept silent the whole time, because I was like, well, I can just make an easy cut and call it good. But yeah, that didn't work out.
I don't
So,
think you need to. I think you're
no.
just going to have to hear me monologue about the lab
Oh, yeah,
leak.
I'm leaving that in. I'm just going to
Oh,
cut out
yeah.
that really wide space.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to
Yeah.
keep this part in where we're talking about what we're going to do because that's how low effort we are.
I think it's good podcasting, honestly. I
I mean,
mean,
you're telling
it's
me.
it's
I mean, it's
it's
certainly
tough.
better than talking about where COVID came from.
Yeah, actually, actually, I think it is more interesting at this point. At this point, but so I talked about how my son was doing. How's your son doing?
uh, oh man, he's fine. He's fine. I think he's going into some 2-year-old sleep regression because it's been pretty rough this last week getting him down, but
Hmm.
we've had some issues with daycare that's been resolved. I think. I mean, we're still leaving at some point, but at least it's cordial, and I didn't have to, get daddy pissed or anything like that. So
You didn't have to bring the Blake hammer.
yeah, exactly. So, which for me, anyone who knows me knows that that's the most feather-like hammer you'll ever meet. um, yeah, no,
Because
he's
it's like tickle torture. That's what you mean,
yeah,
right?
exactly. I kill people
Yeah.
with kindness.
Yeah.
It's in my blood. No, actually, I think it's largely because I'm absolutely terrified by inheriting my dad's temper. That
Hmm.
like I'm afraid of what will happen if I go past the point of return, and so it's more like it's like the Hulk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And when he was like, "You need to get angry," you know what the trick is? I'm always angry. So yeah, family trauma. Man, we're starting this episode off real good.
I know lab leaks, family trauma. You know,
Yeah, screaming children.
screaming children.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah, no, he's good. I mean, Seamus himself, he's great. He's full of energy, and he probably is overstimulated, most likely, at school, and just a lot of kids, a lot of things to look at. He's got probably some of his mom's uh, sensory overload, ADHD, probably coming his way if I had to guess. But yeah, he he's good. He's a sweet kid.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. You send me videos every once in a while,
Oh
and
yeah,
they're always top.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I try to bring the fire if I can. So
I appreciate your fire.
yeah, yeah. I appreciate you, Jamison.
Oh, thanks, Blake. I appreciate you.
It's not a cute story though. We have this book called The Rattlebone Rock for any parents out there. If you haven't gotten this book, it's quite good actually. But it's got a lot of different like horror-ish characters in it, like ghouls and ghosts and um, witches and things like that. Anyways, they're out in the graveyard and they've got this certain beat that they're dancing and singing to and whatnot. Anyways, really fun book. But there's a page that has a banshee. Now the banshee in the book looks like this really big ghost, like a wind kind of swept ghost. And so whenever Seamus looks at that, he's like, "Ghost?" And I'm like, "No, it's actually a banshee, but it looks like a ghost." And so he started saying it's a ghost banshee. And then because we say to him all the time that, whenever he's crying or something like that, we ask him, "Are you a sad boy?" That kind of thing. So he sees the face on the banshee, and he thinks that the banshee is sad, and so we've got this new phrase where he says "ghost banshee sad boy," and so,
Aw.
so he will literally say that, and he'll go around, he'll be like, he'll act like he sees a ghost banshee, and he'll be like, "Ghost banshee sad boy." Yeah.
That's cute.
So this is what you have to look forward to, Jameson. Cute little words that make no sense, but you just latch on to them because they're awesome. So,
I'm I'm so excited about that.
hmm
And what was that book called again?
Rattlebone Rock.
Rattlebone Rock.
Yeah,
Because yeah, that definitely sounds up our alley
yeah, it's fun.
for kids books. So yeah.
We still read a Christmas cookie story too, so we're not one of those people that puts away seasonal books. If he
Oh,
wants to read it,
into
yeah.
February.
Oh yeah, he still reads it. It's the Christmas cookie book. We got to find where the Christmas cookie is.
All right. Yeah.
Spoiler alert: it's in the mouth of the dog
Oh.
while the cat's drinking the milk.
Well, now I don't have to read it.
Yeah, it's fine. Rattlebone Rock is way better.
Okay. Well, good to know. Good to know. I mean, based on the way you described them, I would have assumed that too. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I'm
Well,
passionate about some, not so much others.
I can
so
tell.
so Jameson,
Blake.
what are we talking about this week?
Well, we're gonna talk about this movie, but I don't know. What else has been going on in your life? Are you drinking anything? Also, uh, if you guys didn't know, listeners, it's a Friday night tonight.
Oh
This is
wow.
our this is our opening of the weekend plans to record this for you. So,
Yeah, because yours truly had a crap day yesterday and was awake at 3 a.m. rocking
ugh.
a awake child. Well, he was going to sleep, which is why I was rocking him. He was sleeping. And that was the only way he would sleep, and so yeah, I was awake for a good long while, and I went to bed at 8 p.m. My eyes were
Well,
barely open.
are you doing better this day?
Oh yes, much better, much better. Yeah, doing good. I am wide awake. I'm ready to go. But yeah,
Nice.
I it's been a shit work week, but they usually are. So it's work.
Yeah. 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 Work has been very, very stressful for me. Just like,
Nice dodge, Jameson. Nice dodge.
yeah. Um, I told my coworkers about my podcast today, and now I'm like, did I? I'm trying to think back. Did I say anything bad about the place I work at, or did I complain? And I don't.
Pretty,
I don't.
I'm about 99.8% sure that you did not say anything negative about your workplace, nor did I.
Yeah, we just we don't have any negative thoughts
Yeah.
about work. Yeah.
Well, I have negative thoughts about work. I just
Yeah,
don't have negative thoughts about my workplace.
I agree. I agree. I wish we lived in a world where no one had to work. That would be nice.
Or at least
Um,
where work felt like leisure.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It's a
yeah.
pipe dream.
this week at work has been a lot. So I am here for the weekend. I'm here for the podcast, and I'm excited. Um, Blake, I'm gonna put you on blast.
Okay.
Uh, Blake texted me on Sunday, and he was like, "Hey, I just started the movie. I'm enjoying it, but I have to stop watching it." And why did you have to stop watching it, Blake? Do you
Because
remember?
I was tired.
Because you were stepping out on our podcast.
Oh yes, that's right. I was. I'm a cheating little whore.
Blake, whoa, Blake is cheating on us.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, it's not like it's a big deal. I'm just cheating on you with with a no name.
I don't even remember ever having the conversation where we said we were going to be in an open podcast relationship. Uh, but I guess we are.
Well,
What?
excuse me, sir, but I was already in this other relationship before we started this podcast. So,
I thought that had ended. I thought that it was uh, it was a temporary thing, and
it was a
now you were
temporary
in
thing.
this.
And then he had to go and release another book.
Well, now how do you think I feel? I have to go find a New York Times bestseller to go and have a podcast with just to get back at you. Jeez.
Hey, do it. I'm actually interested to see who you get.
who I who I get. Me too. I'm interested to see who I could possibly get. It's gonna be me and Cormac McCarthy doing a
That would
podcast.
be amazing. I would listen to every episode of that.
It would be amazing, but it would never. I think it would be terrifying.
I feel like
Actually,
you two would have nothing in common,
absolutely nothing.
except for how much you both love his books.
I I actually don't know that. Yeah, about him. If he loves
He
his books.
strikes me as someone who has a bit of an ego, but
Yeah,
for good reason. He writes great books. So
yeah.
I mean, it's not bravado if you can live up to it. So no, what Jameson is talking about is the Destroyer of Podcasts podcast, which is a little bit of an overstatement. Uh, Speaking of the double podcast, because that's not actually what it's called. It's just Destroyer of Podcasts. But I'm friends with Matt Ruff, who wrote Lovecraft Country, and he just released a sequel, Destroyer of Worlds. And we're doing a short little 4 or 5 episode run of podcasts to celebrate the release. So yeah, I did step out, and it felt good, Jameson. It felt good.
Yeah, the first podcast you're going to destroy is this one, right?
Oh, well, that was going to happen anyways. We've already talked about the Oasis moment whenever that might
Yeah,
come. So, I
yeah,
mean, it's just a matter of time.
yeah.
this is
No,
this is small beans compared to what is going to come. So,
no. I started listening to Destroyer of Podcasts, and I'm looking forward to it. I haven't read Lovecraft Country or the sequel, which I don't think is out yet. But
it is. It is
oh,
as of the 21st.
okay.
Yep.
Well,
Of
yeah,
last month, because we're officially in March,
we are in
which
March.
I've been having to tell myself the last 2 days. 3 days. We are in March.
Do you have any March Madnesses that you celebrate?
And I don't understand basketball.
Hmm.
I enjoy watching it, but I have no idea what's going on.
I'm just a big fan of brackets. So whenever someone shows a picture of a bracket, I get excited. So
That's fair.
and
I think we
there's a
should start
lot.
our own bracket. Maybe next year. We should
Yeah.
have our own bracket. The Fly by Films bracket.
What
Maybe
would
we
we
can.
bracket?
Uh, We got a year to figure it out.
All right.
Which means a year and a half of films, maybe. Maybe we can bracket off the films we've watched or something. I don't know.
I feel like,
Let our
yeah,
listeners pick.
yeah. Just tell us in the comments what you guys want us to bracket.
Make
Maybe,
sure you put
or
the answer in brackets,
put it
because
in brackets.
that'll be what they call humorous.
Yeah. You'll get points for reference.
Yep,
Double
that's
reference.
right. Double reference.
Yeah.
No, we should figure something out. We've got a lot of ideas for the future with this great low effort podcast. It's going to require a little bit more than low effort to do some of these things, but I think it's worth it. I
We're
mean, we're only going to
slow.
put so much into it.
Yeah. We're slowly rolling these ideas out. Look, I we had our first guest on last time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's,
And
that was a lot
did
of
it
that
achieve what you thought it was going to achieve? Has it become the highest listened to episode?
it's the second highest listened to episode. It
Is
was
the pilot is still the first? I'm guessing.
pilot is still the first.
That's fair.
Yeah. People
Everyone
go to
likes
the
to listen
pilot.
to the pilot. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
Um
unfortunate.
but no, well, I think it achieved what I was hoping for because it was such a good episode. Um yeah, if you're listening to this episode and you want a better one, go listen to the episode before it. Now, just stop. Just stop listening to
No,
this.
this is going to be a
Uh,
great episode. We're going to be talking a lot of shop on this episode. It's going to be
yeah,
great
talk shop.
because
Shop talk.
we have thoughts about this film.
We do.
We don't normally have these kinds of thoughts about the films we watch, but we are going to express these specific types of thoughts on this episode, and it's going to be great.
Maybe. Well, now that you've put the pressure on, I don't know. I don't know, Blake. I don't know. I
You
don't know
don't
if I
know
could.
if you want to share those thoughts with them?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to share it now. I'm feeling shy. Uh,
Oh, no wonder I'm cheating on you.
oh, oof. Tonight is rough, man.
Didn't see that coming,
Oh,
did you? That's what she said.
yeah. Um,
Sorry for my Michael Scott moment there.
do you celebrate St. Patrick's Day? Do you do any of that?
Not normally. This year we will be going to the St. Patty's Day block party outside of the local Irish pub because my mom and sister and niece will be in town that
Oh,
weekend.
nice.
So we are going to do that. Kilkenny's in Tulsa is actually a really great bar slash restaurant. They have great food, good drinks. It's a cool place. So because they're a I mean, as traditional Irish pub as you can be in America. Um, but yeah, they're they're awesome, and they've got a great brunch, which is not Irish in the least. But
I think Irish people ate brunch,
yeah, but they don't call it brunch. They
but
just call it a
brunch is
meal.
yeah, brunch is just when you have a meal between 10 and 1, right? That's brunch on a weekend.
Yes, on a weekend. Some places is 10 and 2, kind of like a steering wheel.
10 and 2. Oh, yeah. The listeners can't hear this because it's visual, but Blake is doing steering wheel motions, and it's great. Um, I like to get. I actually really like corned beef, and
Oh, I love corned beef.
I like getting a big one and then having leftovers to make sandwiches. So anyway,
Are you
I
a
look for.
sauerkraut person?
Dude, I am such a sauerkraut person. You
Oh,
know what I realized? I like sauerkraut, but
Hmm.
I don't like kimchi.
Yeah, not a fan either.
I it's I've had I so I went to Korea in the summer and I was like, I am gonna eat everything. And I just I did eat a lot of kimchi, but I was like, I don't care for it that much. And I think that's just me.
Yeah,
Like, and
that's
I
fair.
know that there's probably some kimchis that I like, but yeah. But I do like sauerkraut for some reason.
There's a
Uh,
fusion kimchi out there that I would like.
oh yeah, there's some variation.
But have I ever told you my grand theory about food?
No, please
My grand
inform
theory
me.
about food is that it doesn't matter what you dislike, there is someone out there in the world that can make it in a way that you do like it.
I buy that, except for a few small things.
Like what?
Olives.
Nope. I think someone can do it.
Nope.
Wait, is it because you're allergic? Because I can't help
I
that.
no, I hate olives
Like
with
both
every
green and black? Because
eh,
I just don't like
all
green.
all of them.
But but you don't think someone could make something?
No.
Huh? Okay.
I feel like olives are too much of a atomic food item, right?
Okay.
Like it just if I sense that an olive is in my mouth, I get like I start feeling ill. And I know that's like psychosomatic, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not I'm not ill, but it's just
I mean, you're ill, but in like the 1989 hip hop sense.
no, I think I maybe sure. I get a lot of shit for this because I'm Greek. So many people think they're so funny by saying, "Oh, you're Greek and you don't like olives." Ha ha ha. And I'm like, "Yeah, okay.
Wait, Greeks like olives?
Yeah, I guess they make olive oil." So, um, but
Weird.
yeah, I just don't like them.
First people I think of is Italians. So
Yeah. Well, there's like the Kalamata olives, right? Those
yeah,
are
no one likes those.
I don't. Certainly I don't. I'm not gonna, challenge that.
Give me the old fashioned canned black olives, the ones that just come out with a bunch of weird watery substance.
You can have those. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that what you're saying is generally true, and I think that there's a few minor exceptions. But yeah, I think like anything like complex enough where you don't mind the, the different parts of it, and you're like, well, I don't like how it's, together. I'm sure someone can make it, good enough. Anything that you're willing to eat, but say like, oh, I don't really like that. I'm
Hmm.
sure it can be made in a way that you really like it. So,
Now, I suppose there is one thing that I might add to the exception list, and that's any kind of tongue.
mm,
And that's really less of a taste thing and more of a texture thing,
okay.
mainly because it's just chewy,
Yeah. Yeah.
rubbery.
I haven't had a lot of tongues in my life.
I've only had
So,
it once or twice.
mm.
Yeah.
You went back for seconds?
No, different kind of tongue.
Okay.
No, that's not terrifying. Or is it?
You had to be sure.
Yeah, the listeners didn't see this, but I just pulled the Hannibal Lecter tongue thing at Jamison. I don't think you noticed it though.
Oh, I didn't notice because you froze right at that moment.
Oh, that's real sad.
I didn't see your tongue at all. So, mm.
Oh, that's too bad. Because I was going to serve up fava beans and a nice Chianti.
There, I saw it that time. Um, who is the best Hannibal Lecter?
Anthony Hopkins, hands down.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's true.
I mean, I
That's
mean,
not even that's like not a hard one. So
Matt's gives him a run for his money, but he's also playing young Hannibal Lecter, so
mhm,
it's just a different thing. But Anthony Hopkins, like when you hear Hannibal Lecter, he's the face that comes to mind. So
absolutely. It's so funny because I do think of him as Hannibal Lecter, but I think of Anthony Hopkins as such like a happy little guy,
oh
right?
yeah.
Like I can completely divorce the Anthony or the Hannibal Lecterness when I think of Anthony Hopkins, which
Yep.
isn't true for all actors.
Nope.
Um, I'm trying to think of some examples of actors where that role has really like marred how I feel about them. Um,
All I think of when I think of Willem Dafoe is his penis in Antichrist.
I haven't seen Antichrist probably for that reason, actually. Um, yeah,
I don't even know if it was his penis, but that's what I have a very stark image of his penis from.
yeah. No, I've heard it's crazy. Do you ever see Last Temptation of Christ?
I did, but it was a long time ago, and I barely remember it.
Willem Dafoe is Jesus in it,
Yeah, which
and
is terrifying.
it's terrifying. But the weirdest thing about it is Willem Dafoe is like super handsome in that role, and he's
Yeah,
made to like look super handsome. And I don't know, I'm sure there's someone in the world who finds Willem Dafoe attractive and handsome, but he is the Green Goblin to me. And
that's fair. Yeah.
and he just has kind of he's a face that fits it, and
Hmm.
and mannerisms, and that was really hard to kind of match this like
Yeah.
pretty boy Jesus Christ with uh with crazy old uh lighthouse Green Goblin guy. So
If I had the money and the talent, I would make another Jesus film, but I would put Christopher Walken as Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah.
so he could be walking on water.
And oh, that's the name of it.
That is there it is. Walking on water.
And we could get Nick Cage to play Pontius Pilate.
I feel like there is some like movie that got lost in pre-production where he was Pontius Pilate. I'm
Nick
sure of it
Cage?
somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not surprised.
he definitely was cast as Pontius Pilate at one point
But
in his
imagine out of
career.
all the actors in history, he's probably got the most dead films in his filmography. The ones that
Hmm.
were in pre-production then just died.
Absolutely. I think he just signed up for all of the films. Like there was a sign up sheet.
Well, he had
Uh,
debt. He had to pay.
yeah, yeah. But did he's a Coppola. I'm sure he could have, talked to his family.
Well, yeah. I mean, but he probably would have had to do something illegal.
Mm,
See what I did there? That's stereotyping.
that is.
But also, Coppola made The Godfather. So, is it really stereotyping? I mean,
Who knows? I don't know. As someone with an Italian last name, I am not offended.
and see, that's the thing though, is that I never would have guessed you were actually Greek because Barsotti sounds Italian.
Yeah, so my grandfather is my dad's stepdad, and he is Italian. and he's the only grandpa that I knew, and he was basically my dad's dad, and my dad took his name, and
Gotcha.
yeah. The other option was Hanger, and I think I leveled up with Barsodi instead.
Nice. Yeah.
So
Jamison Blair Hanger. This doesn't have the, the je ne sais
no,
quoi.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
So
So,
I'm grateful for my dad for that one.
oh yeah, he made the right choice. Just like the fact that I thank God every day that I'm a man, because if I had been a girl, my mom would have called me Calypso.
Oh, that is an interesting name.
It's not. It's a bad name. No one wants to be called Calypso. Nope.
Are you? She tells you this with a straight face.
Yeah.
You would have been Calypso.
My mom has a limited range of sense of humor. she she doesn't dig that deep for humor.
That's a pretty good one. I don't know.
You think
Well,
Calypso is a good name?
no, I think it's like I'm trying to figure out where it came from. I think it's a good mystery. I'm trying
Maybe
to
if you're lucky, I'll ask her where she got the harebrained idea to call a
yeah.
girl Calypso.
Yeah, maybe it's like in some book, or maybe you had some, you know, someone in your lineage named Calypso.
I have my doubts, but it
All right.
might have been something that came out of a book.
Yeah.
That is possible.
I mean,
It has a mythological feel to it,
yeah.
but not a cool kind. Like more like we're talking like Grima Wormtongue and Tolkien or something like that. Like the sad
I
sack that no one wants to be.
yeah, okay. I think Calypso is better than Wormtongue. Like if if her options were Calypso and Wormtongue, I would have hoped that you would be a girl. For sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm talking more of just the image in my head when I hear both names is a
Mhm.
sad person, like a sad, like demonic person.
I love it. I love it. Um, I also think the like distinction between Blake and Calypso, you know,
That's my
it's such
mom.
it's such a gap.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah,
wow.
yeah. It's yeah, yeah. That was that's probably the biggest bullet I've ever dodged in my entire life.
So you don't think it's like it is that you don't think she's messing with you because like I actually
Mm-mm.
think it's kind of a funny story to lie to your kid and tell them that if they were, you know, a a girl, you would have named them this terrible name, or if they're a girl, name them this
I
terrible
mean,
boy name.
if it is in fact a long running con slash joke,
Yeah.
then my mom is a comic genius. I do not believe this can be the case.
Okay. You're choosing that this is not the universe we live in.
Yeah, no. There's another
Okay.
universe where that might have been the case,
You know, the
but that's
same
out there.
universe that you are Calypso, and
Yes,
she bet someone that if you were a
and she
girl,
tells me every day that the reason why she named me that was as a joke.
hmm.
It's like the exact reverse.
Yeah, I don't. I think that's a worse universe. So I'm glad you're in this one. Um,
Speaking of worst universes, though,
hmm
is this the darkest timeline?
Uh, Is this? No, this isn't the darkest timeline. It's getting dark out there, though. I mean,
And
it's really dark right now because it's night. But
yeah,
think
that
things are
happens every
getting
day.
things are getting dark, and they get darker as you pay more attention to what's going on in the world, and it might make you feel like you want to disconnect from things,
Oh,
right?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
You wouldn't?
Nope. 100% connected at all times.
Well, that's probably good because being connected means that you hear about if something bad is going to happen,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're
Uh,
getting at, but yes.
oh,
I'm
I'm
just check.
getting at
I'm kidding. I know exactly what you're getting at.
Blake. What am I getting at right now?
You're getting at the movie we're going to talk about tonight,
Yes,
which
yes.
is Save
The movie is
Yourselves.
Save Yourselves. So this movie came out like 2 years ago, 3 years ago at this point. Um,
Was it
and
2020 or 2021?
I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't
And you
matter.
know what? No one else remembers because no
Exactly.
one saw this movie. Um,
I remember hearing about it, but I did not see it until now.
yeah, I think that this movie was definitely a uh, casualty of of the pandemic, a
Yeah.
big casualty. And these are the types of movies that I think Flyby Films is for. So, um, literally just immediately forgotten too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was excited to revisit it. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of it's you know a little cutesy at first. You
Mm-hmm.
have this Brooklyny hipster couple, and they are fun to watch, but maybe a little too happy, a little too annoying, and a
Yeah.
little too perfect and whatnot. But they kind of realize that they're not really doing anything with their life, and one of the problems that they diagnose it as is maybe they stare at their phones a little too much.
I mean,
And
literally, their phone cock blocked them in the
yes,
first part of the film.
in the first part, yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty funny. Um,
I'm sorry to
and
anyone who is listening who is offended by the term I just used, but it's what happens in the film.
it,
So
it's what happens, yeah. And these two are played by John Reynolds and uh, Sunita Mani.
I'd not
And
heard of either one of these people.
so, uh, Sunita Mani, you might recognize her from Everything Everywhere All at Once. You might if you watched it. Did you see it?
Yes, I did see it. I'm trying to think.
So I will give you a hint. She was in the regular universe in that movie and the hot dog finger universe.
Okay. Yeah, I just still don't remember. The only thing I remember in the hot dog universe is Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, she's in that. But Sunita Mani is there's a movie they watch on TV, and she is the
Oh,
princess character in that. Yeah,
okay. I do vaguely remember that part. Yeah. Okay, that's
yeah.
funny.
So her connection to that movie is actually one of the things she's most famous for is she was in a music video that the Daniels who directed Everything Everywhere All at Once directed. It was the music video for the song "Turn Down for What,"
That
and
is
so
funny.
uh, she's well known for dancing in that. But in this movie, she is one of the main characters, and then there's also John Reynolds, who, if anyone's seen Search Party, Uh,
I have not, but I've heard decent things about it.
it's a very strange show, and it
Okay.
fits in kind of with the same feelings of this
Okay.
movie too. So,
Sweet. So he's got kind of a
um,
theme going.
yeah, he basically plays the same character in that
Okay.
show that he's in
Nice.
now. But his significant other is um, I'm blanking on her name, but maybe from Arrested Development. Um,
Gotcha.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I've forgotten her name too. I go off of maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Every
I
time I see her,
mean,
I'm like, that's maybe.
yeah, I think of maybe, and it's hit or miss whether I say Michael Sarah or George Michael, too. So that
Yeah.
show really burned itself into my mind for the characters.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. Even when I see Tony Hale, it's Buster.
Buster. Well, it also doesn't help that his character in Veep is basically another
Hmm.
Buster.
Yep. But a
So,
slightly more serious,
yeah, yeah,
slightly more serious Buster.
slightly more serious, but still has mother issues
Oh
apparently.
yes, very
Yeah.
much so. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but so getting back to the movie, so they decide that they want to disconnect um, and they turn off their phones, they turn off their computers, and they go to a cabin in upstate New York to reconnect with each other. And so what they're doing is they're saving themselves. They're trying to save themselves. And that's what the movie is referring to, right, Blake? That's what the title means,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
No. No, it's not. Well, I mean, it's a double. It's a double meaning technically
Yeah.
because they are trying to. They're not trying to save themselves from marriage. That is not something they did.
No. And it wasn't they weren't using their phones to help them save themselves for that. That wasn't where the cock
That's true.
blocking came
That
in.
is true. They were not.
Uh, they weren't trying
That
to
would
at
be funny
least.
though. That would be hilarious. But but yeah, no, no. They were going to reconnect and saving their relationship
Hmm.
themselves.
But then what ends up happening?
Well, they get attacked by poofs.
Oh yeah, poofs.
Poofs,
Cuddly poofs that are
which
also deadly.
I just want to point out. Like I was a little bit on the fence until a poof showed up. I was like, I'm on board. The
Yeah,
poofs are awesome.
the poofs are incredible.
Yeah,
So for those not in the know or haven't seen the movie, the world while they're out on their like
disconnected.
disconnect vacation, the world is um, taken over by an alien species of fuzzy fur balls that are poofs,
Yeah.
essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And all of these cities are just collapsing, and they have like 2 to 3 to 4 days before they even realize that any of this is happening around them.
Even though it's happening, even early on, they miss it.
They, they miss it completely
Yeah,
because they were trying to disconnect.
exactly.
So,
Yeah,
uh, so I guess their disconnect really worked. But yeah, so they get attacked by these spoofs, and they have to try to figure out what to do next.
yeah.
And so, uh, so that's about the a good halfway through the movie. And what are these poofs like, Blake?
Uh, I think whoever designed the poof and the way that they lash out, uh, they had to be fans of the thing,
Yeah.
because that is straight out of the thing as far as like the kind of icky like tendril, like small tendril, like almost blood vessel kind of feel to it. Um,
Yeah, it's almost like a tongue, right?
yeah, yeah, but they can move by it, so it like grips onto something,
Mm.
and they can swing to some other place, and then another one pops out, and so it's like a tongue slash grabber slash weapon slash all sorts of things. But they also have the ability to make you hallucinate or something. I never
Yeah,
quite figured that out.
I think they can omit some sort of gas, and it is yeah, hallucinates, or you
Yeah,
hallucinate when you ingest it. So, but yeah, the poofs are incredible. Also, one of the one of the best things about them is they look completely harmless. They look like something you would decorate your home with, maybe.
yeah,
Although
designer
I don't know
proof.
what it, yeah, I don't know what a decorative poof is. I just don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm not sure. I mean, apparently I've seen them. I just didn't know they were called poofs.
I
So,
I am not convinced they're actually called poofs. I think that this is a made up word for this movie. Maybe. I don't know.
how about if you vamp? I'll look it up.
Uh, yeah. If anybody knows, if there are things called poofs that you can leave around your house, then please comment and let us know.
It's a thing. It's
Oh,
POUF.
Pouf, not Fe
Yeah, that's what
after
I
that?
thought too. But yeah, it's
Okay.
it's POUF. Cotton canvas poof.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
apparently it's a thing. But
Interesting.
it's like a bean bag that you can put your feet on. So it's like basically a squishy ottoman that doesn't have legs,
Yeah.
which
So
fits.
yeah, imagine that's what these things are. But
But a hairy
despite,
version.
yeah,
Yeah.
despite their cuddly, almost comforting look, they are deadly. They are so
Deeply.
deadly,
So deadly.
deeply deadly, and they like ethanol.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going through and they're trying to suck the ethanol out of everything. So ethanol found in um, whiskey, ethanol found in sourdough starter,
Yep.
ethanol found in cars. So a lot of
Yep.
the cars become useless,
Because it
except
suck
for
all the gas out.
yeah, except for the diesel cars.
Yep.
And then what do they hit you and then they can just kill you instantly, right?
Yeah. Like it's basically their little arms or tongues or whatever like shoot out and they just like explode your head. I think that was the one of the most compelling scenes in the movie is whenever they're trying to escape and they see the two guys in the truck and the thing just like you see it in the distance. You don't actually see like you see enough gore because you see his head just explode
Yeah.
whenever the
And
the thing pops out. Yeah.
then he crumples down
Yeah, exactly.
into nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
well done. Well done. Yeah.
so what did you think about this movie? So I challenged you to watch it
Yeah.
and you started watching it.
Um I wasn't like I said before, I was a little on the fence the first little bit because like we've already talked about, they were a little the characters are a little too cutesy, a little too like Juno esque,
Mm.
um, precocious, but in a hipster kind of way. And so I couldn't quite get a feel for it at first, but I think once they got to the cabin and you started to see uh, I think my favorite running gig through the film was uh, his his waking up in the middle of the night after drinking too much,
Yeah.
seeing hallucinating or night visions some sort, and it's always him waking up, seeing something in the distance, and saying, "Get away! Get away!" And she always has to calm him back down. But of course, the gig or like the gag runs until there's actually something there one night, and
I
you know it's coming because we're all trained to know that that's a thing that will happen. So,
yeah.
but it's hilarious every time.
Yeah, I think he thinks there's a lion in the room, but
Yes,
it's a
yeah, line.
poof.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a poof.
Like there's a lion in the room.
Yeah, so but I really came around on the film, and it ultimately kind of endeared me to it. And I don't know what to do with the ending. Uh,
Mm.
it kind of reminds me of, and I hate to put these two movies in the same category because I actually think they're both really good for completely different reasons. But Midnight Special,
Mm.
um, the ending of that one is equally odd, um,
Baffling. Yeah.
baffling, yeah, and almost ethereal in the same way. Um,
Yeah. I
and so I
I
couldn't never can figure out how like I like it, but I can't ever figure out how it works within the scope of the film on both of them. Uh, Jeff Nichols will more than likely always have my undying love.
mhm.
Uh, and so he has yet to make a misstep. But if there's one that's close, I'm like, I don't think it's a misstep. I just don't know what to do with it.
I think for Jeff Nichols I'd put Mud on his misstep
Really?
level.
Okay.
I mean
Yeah.
not misstep, but that's the closest one
That's the
to a
closest
misstep.
thing. That's fair. That's fair.
But that's probably more to do with Matthew McConaughey
Oh no,
than
no. Let's not beat up on Matthew. Come on now.
No, okay. We're not beating up on Matthew. I enjoy Matthew McConaughey movies. I think I think that he's a lovable goofball and sometimes that's distracting in
Fair
movies.
enough.
That's all I meant. So,
Fair enough.
th-
Fair
there's
enough.
my criticism that
Yeah,
sometimes Matthew McConaughey's persona gets away from himself and is distracting. So,
that's fair. I'm
yeah.
good with that. That is a fair critique, and I will let that pass.
Okay. Um, but yeah, Midnight Special, I think that's a really good comparison because I haven't watched that movie in a while. But yeah, I remember the ending. This ending and that ending have a similar, almost, I don't know, there's like a hopefulness to both of them too
Yeah, and
that
I couldn't figure. Like, I definitely see the hopefulness in Midnight Special. I couldn't figure out if the ending to this one was hopeful or not.
so
Like, the ethereal element of it makes it seem happy and shiny and like hopeful in that way, but I'm like, who's shooting these people up into space? Like, are the aliens doing it? Are the poofs like trying to collect them? Or like what's going on here? Like, this doesn't feel like a good thing.
I have a theory about this, and
Okay.
I guess we're gonna talk about this
Okay.
before we talk about the disconnection, because I almost feel like the plot of the disconnect is kind of kind of a smokescreen. Like
Okay.
it's not really what the movie is about. I think it's a good gag where it's like you disconnect and then the world falls apart.
Yeah.
Like your worst fears
Mm-hmm.
come to fruition because you're like, everyone's saying like, well, if I turn my phone off, then I won't know what's happening. And it's like, no, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter unless the world is being taken over by
Yes.
aliens, and then it actually really fucking matters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Uh, but but um, throughout the movie, you have these two characters that basically have lost themselves, right? They aren't the people that they wanted to be, and they're in their 30s. They're basically kind of the lost millennial generation. They're,
Mm-hmm.
they are representatives of that. They're not even married. They don't have any kids. They kind of want some maybe in the future, but they don't have that planned out or even an idea of how to get to that point at this
They're waiting for their
stage.
careers to take off.
They're waiting for their careers to take off, but they're not really doing anything to make sure that happens. Like,
As they discover late in the film, we have no skills.
yeah, yeah, no, I actually think that speech that the character Jack, the guy,
Mm-hmm.
gives about like, I wanted to be a feminist, and so I didn't look at all of these manly things, and it turns out I'm not a good feminist, and I can't do these manly things. And so I just can't do anything. I think that's really funny because in some ways like it resonates where I'm like, yeah, I'm not like I'm not a good modern man, and sometimes I don't feel like I can do the things that got us into the modern world either.
Yeah.
So where do I fit in as a person? you know.
Well, it also
Uh,
speaks, to some extent, it kind of speaks to the performative nature of identity.
mhm.
Like the fact that like we're all just trying to be something that we may or may not be because it gets us some vague notion of social status or fame or something like that, um, or it gets us the job, whatever it may be. Like, but like the fact that he says like I wanted to be a feminist, but I'm not even good at that. It's like recognizing that like on some level ideology tends to be performative
Yeah, yeah.
until the rubber meets the road and you actually have to like act on it. Like it's performance art.
Yeah. And I think these characters are looking for something to kind of push forward in life, right?
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
they want to know why to keep going. And I think so the movie opens with this line which just it flashes in front of the screen and it says, I forget, I think it says, oh, I don't think it even says the year. It just says the year we lost Earth.
Yeah.
And so it sets up this doom. Um, and I kind of feel like that also resonates with me
Mm-hmm.
given how much doom and gloom, specifically climate stuff, that
Mm-hmm.
is happening. Like, it feels like we are in the process of losing the earth, especially if you know, listen to things and you read the news constantly. Like, it doesn't take a very happy spin on anything.
No.
So, you know, I think a lot of people are feeling this way, and a lot of people are feeling um, really kind of frightened about that. Um, and so I bring that up because I was actually having a discussion with some friends about like this idea of feeling kind of guilty for bringing kids into the world a little bit, bringing kids into a world on fire
Yeah.
and
You were having the discussion that Ethan Hawke has in First Reformed.
sure, yeah. Yeah, so you do that and you think about it and you think about like why would I do this and I think these are also valid feelings but um but yeah, you're kind of wondering how do we move on from this? So I feel like the movie, sets it up in kind of a playful way,
Hmm.
but instead of a climate disaster, they put in this immediate, you know,
Yeah.
uh, uh, alien invasion. But what happens after these characters uh, kind of try to get out is they actually get stuck with some sort of responsibility.
Hmm.
And I think that it's this responsibility that actually saves them too.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair. That's good.
so they they get out of the place that they're staying in. They're actually in a really good situation because they're in a diesel truck at this point,
Hmm.
and the aliens don't like the diesel. So then they see this other car get attacked that had gas, and the people get out of it. This man and this woman get out, and they're both attacked, and they both die. And as they drive by, they hear a baby crying. And I think that's where this movie elevates itself. Like,
Gotcha.
I really think that this part of the story is so important. And it gets at the ending too,
Hmm.
with how exactly it ends. So they're basically given this decision of like of course it makes perfect sense to leave the baby. They don't know, like the world is literally on fire at this point. Not literally, sorry. It's on poof right now. Um
Yeah.
and um and they don't know how they're going to like survive even the next hour. So why would they carry extra baggage that's not even their kid? But you see this, that they both know the right thing to do, like
Yeah.
the human thing to do to save themselves, really, and save this
Hmm.
kid, is to bring the kid with them.
Yep.
And and they basically get thrown into this parenting,
Hmm.
situation, and now they're parents, and it's baby Jack, and so it matches the name of the guy, too, and so they're all excited about that. And then there's this goofy scene where they where they lose the baby and they have to find him,
Yeah.
but it was because they were drugged by the poof. But I think that this is an important step too, because I don't know. I I think about like the world on fire, and it frightens me, but I also think that really our only option for affecting the future in a positive way
Hmm.
is kids. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying like everybody needs to have kids. I don't, some people can't have kids. Some people, aren't going to have kids and different things like that. And I think you should respect that. But like, if no one has kids, we die out. We
Yeah.
just do. And
Hmm.
and really like growing up the next generation is the most futuristic thing that you can do. Like
Exactly.
it's it's really uh kind of science fiction. You are
Hmm.
you are getting a chance to affect the future in that way. Um And so, I think the movie is kind of answering these questions about how do we continue on, how do we go with this baby, and saying like, you you teach the next generation, you parent the next generation,
Mm-hmm.
you make sure that that they're safe, that they are there. Otherwise, yeah, we lose ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And and I think the ending. So the ending is a little strange because they realize that the Earth is going under, and then all of a sudden this thing shows up, and they are drawn to it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's almost like a trap too, where it's meant to capture them, and it does, and then it starts flying up into space,
With
and
the two of them and the baby in tow.
yeah.
Yeah.
And um, I think, like you mentioned, I don't know if it's good or bad or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, one of like the final line is, "Are we saved?"
Yeah.
So I think it adds to that. But after he says that, they both look at the kid, and the kid is laughing. And so
That's fair.
I I think that's signifying, yeah, you're saved because you have the future with you. You can continue even in this new paradigm. So,
You now have duties to another.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Which is
anyway,
in effect community.
yeah. Anyway, I, I, w-
That's a good take. I like that.
I
Yeah.
was, I was completely surprised by this movie the first time I watched it, which was
Hmm.
like probably about 2 years ago or so, and so was Kira. She watched it with me, and then um, yeah, I haven't been able to get it out of my mind, especially like in the context of all of this, climate anxiety and all of that,
Yeah.
and you know, I think it has a very hopeful and you know good message, despite, I don't know. I guess I'm just surprised because usually hipster movies, there's this ironic edge, and things tend to end on
Hmm.
sour notes, or things
Whereas
like
this
that.
is pretty much wears its heart on its sleeves.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it just, for me, it feels good when I watch it.
No, I think that's a good point. I am a little sad that I missed that through line, but it makes sense because it's right there in front of you. I mean, um, but yeah, that's good. I think I was just so like it might have needed me to like watch it again to kind of catch that drift because I was more like thinking on the tech side of things, like disconnect what it means to disconnect in a world where we are so dependent on overload of information.
Hmm.
Uh, like literally, this movie is a worst case scenario of that situation because no one wants to be caught off guard, but everyone knows we get too much information. Like
Yeah.
that's not a secret anymore. we we have been reaping the benefits the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years due to it because no one can agree on what reality actually is anymore. So it's I put the blame on a good level on social media and the internet as a information saturation. So Uh, so I think I was panning the whole film through that lens and completely missed the human element. So I actually really like that take.
So I had the advantage of this is my second time of watching it,
Yeah,
and I'd been thinking about it up to that point, and I feel like this time solidified that in my mind. I don't know if
gotcha.
I had all of those thoughts the first time too. But, you know, to be fair to you, I do think that there is that technological aspect too.
But I think you're
To
right to say it's ultimately a gimmick. Like it's not at the heart of what the movie's trying to get at. Like
yeah.
it's really like the central critique, like technology wise, is this question of like, well, I guess on some level you could tie it in the human element.
Mhm.
Because I just thought of this as we were talking about it, but in a world where we are constantly quote unquote connected to people all over the place, we have. I mean, I wouldn't have known you, Jamison, if it had not been for the internet.
Yeah.
If it had not been for Facebook and social media and whatnot, I don't think we would have. Well, maybe we might have met at some point, but we wouldn't have known each other in the same way that we know each other. So,
Sure.
um, but I think there's this question now that we're all so connected and that this web that has been woven by the internet and by social media is is there a aspect of disconnecting that now makes us, does disconnecting ultimately cause us to uh, shirk our obligations to others?
Mm.
So I'm thinking specifically around all the various protests and movements and climate and all these different things that are very important and very like richly debated and all these things throughout the world. And there's this through line with certain personalities that say like the fact that you can disconnect shows your privilege or whatever you want to, or whatever language you want to use. It basically says, well, yeah, you can disconnect because you're not, your life isn't on the line, or your job isn't on the line, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And and so, like, I think that's a fair question to ask. Um, I have ultimately rejected it.
Yeah,
um, but
I
but but I think it's fair. I think it's a fair critique. And I think you could make a through line in this film that on some level, like, because they disconnect, like they're not able to help their family or their friends or all these things. I don't think the movie's specifically making that point, but I
yeah.
think the point could be made from it. Um, and I do occasionally think about that. I think about the nature of what it means to disconnect these days, and that's, I largely go back and I say there is no such thing as complete disconnection.
Yeah.
Like, there is no going back. There
Yeah,
we
yeah. I
um, we
I
can stop
agree.
using social media. We can stop using apps. We can start using all these things. We're still part of the quote unquote web.
Yeah, it feels like a Pandora's box, right?
Yeah.
Like you
Hmm.
opened it up and you can't get it back in. And to your point, there was a part of the movie this time that actually made me really sad, which was exactly what you're talking about. they go and listen to their messages to figure out
Hmm.
what's going on, and they realize like, oh, I'll never get to talk to my mom again,
Yeah.
probably. Like,
Hmm.
we could have been saved. We could have been with our family, and they're not. And they do, I think maybe if there's like if we're talking about kind of a big misstep in the movie, it's that they didn't spend more time with that, because I feel like
Hmm.
there's more to be mined from that. But I feel like the movie wanted to like kind of keep things moving, and
Yeah. And to some extent, you almost need to keep it well focused for one, because
mhm,
the central issue was about them. Uh, get too far outfield and you've kind of lost the plot a little bit.
yeah,
But also you need to keep it kind of light, because this movie is very it moves at a pace, and it's quirky and it's humorous, and if you go too dark and not in the right way, then it can take you out of the movie pretty easily.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But there is that sadness of
yeah.
like they were disconnected so long that they really weren't there for their community.
Hmm.
And you could even argue though that um, that they weren't really there in the first place for
Yeah.
their community too. So they, like you had mentioned, their phones were causing their libidos.
Yeah.
They weren't
Exactly.
there for each other. Um, you know, in a sense, their connections, kind of to go back to that, were keeping them from kind of growing further
That's
as
true. Yeah.
becoming a family. Um, but yeah, but I know what you mean too about not feeling like you can ever really disconnect.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll ever. My job is in Seattle, and so I'll never be able to not disconnect
Yeah.
from that. I'm over here in Chico, California, and so I need to go remote in.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and there are just so many ways that we are connected. And it's also expected too. Like, people don't like when you can't download an app for their services,
Yeah.
because then they have to do something different. So, we
Hmm.
expect that you have these phones that can handle this. Um, so I think I may have mentioned on the show, um, a couple of months ago, my wife and I tried to get rid of our smartphones, um, and replace them with what's called a light phone.
Was and the audience doesn't know this, but the whole time I was like, dude, you need to let me know how that goes, because I had already been looking at the light phone. I am now no longer looking at the light phone because what?
Because the light phone is a steaming pile of shit. No, I feel bad because like some company put a lot of resources into this thing, and I think their heart is in the right place,
Yeah,
but
definitely. Yeah,
but
yeah.
their hardware is
I like what
not.
you did there.
Yeah. It is not in the right place at all, and where it should be is in the dump, um, not your hands. So we
Mhm.
got these things, and we really, we gave it a college try. Um, I think I gave it a whole semester's worth of time.
Yeah.
Um, but it just, it's a really bad piece of tech, and
Hmm.
it's kind of baffling that like you don't need you don't need the fact that it's a, terrible piece of tech to be the thing that like stops you from using your phone more. But
Hmm.
the interface, it doesn't, you can't text. So the promise was that you could text and you could call out, and then that's basically all you could do. There's a couple other things
Yeah.
on the phone, but that's basically all you could do. But it couldn't even do those things. Like it just couldn't hold itself together. I was on a
Gotcha.
run like a week ago, and I knew I was going to be out of service. And right now, my smartphone I can only use as kind of like a tablet um, when I'm at the house or there's Wi-Fi around. But if I'm out on a run, I need to take my light phone with me. So
Yeah.
it can make a phone call. It does that. But I was receiving a phone call, and for some reason the phone screen where you accept the call didn't pop up, and there was no way to
Oh,
get to it. So I was getting this phone call and I couldn't even answer it. So things
oh
like
man.
that, it would yeah. Anyway, that's my review of the light phone. Look into other options if you want to get a dumb phone. That's my
Maybe just get a regular flip phone by Samsung or something. I mean, they're out there. They still
yeah,
make them.
yeah.
AT&T still sells them
I don't know.
or
I don't
whatever.
know what I was thinking with this.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I was looking out. I was drooling at it for probably a couple months before you told me you were getting one. So, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so this month we give up and we go back to smartphones. We
There you
reconnect.
go. Well, that's the thing, though, is that like, so the typical term for people who are trying to get rid of tech and are largely negative towards technology is Luddite, which whenever you hear that term, you automatically think of some old geezer who doesn't like all that newfangled technology. But if you actually look at the history of Luddites, like they weren't anti-technology; they were anti-technology that destroyed their work environment.
Mm,
Like they were very precise about the machines they would destroy, and they were machines that were ultimately choosing profit over humanity,
mm,
and so um, that's where I would consider myself a luddite. Is that it's not that technology is writ large bad. It's not good either. It's not neutral either. Every technology is somewhere on the spectrum, depending on how you use it. But um, I am constantly trying to figure out how to use what technology I want to use well. Um, I think that's the bigger question. I think that's the question that sharp people are asking is
mm,
not whether or not we should bash everything to pieces and start over again, or not to be 100% connected at all times, because both of those are obviously going to fail. Um, but how do we use the tech we're using well? And I would add on to that, how does it affect our duties and obligations to others
yeah.
in our everyday life? I mean, the reason why I quit social media was less about me having strong feelings about Twitter as a
Mm,
company, and more about the fact that I can't let a notification go without looking at it. And whenever you're constantly looking at your phone, well, you're taking your attention away from someone else. And so I finally just got to the point where I was like, no, I need to be present for the people that are around me. And that means maybe getting rid of social media so I'm not checking it constantly, turning off the notifications to my text messages. So I literally have to go in to check to see if I have a text message.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I won't answer right away because I don't know a text has come intentionally. So um, I do keep my phone. I usually have my phone near me most of the time, so I keep it on silent. I can see when people call. So if I feel like I need to have it on, if I'm sleeping or something like that, I'll turn it on, and that's problem solved. But yeah, it's for me, it's a question of like how do we live in a world that has become so detached from the people that live around us. Uh, how do we reconnect with our neighbors or our local community or whatever it may be, like whoever it is that you have been neglecting, who is
Yeah.
in the flesh in your life. um, and my wife constantly tells me like you are exceptionally good at keeping up with the relationships you've made online, and it's one of those things I'm like, yeah, because I get to care about those people. But finally, I had to just tell myself, I've got enough people. I don't need any more.
Yeah.
I can't stretch myself that thin. Otherwise, no one's getting any of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I do think like I think that kind of to your point too, like you can still like have that idea of like this is a flesh and blood person and they can be someone you see on social media, but and that's maybe the like using it well sort of way,
hmm,
but like that's not what social media trains you to think of people
yep,
because of this problem that you're saying, which is there's too many of them.
yeah,
You know, so you think of them as an avatar, you think of them as a network, you think of them as a um, whatever, a like.
hmm,
You have these ways to kind of um, smash them into something smaller
yeah,
and more manageable, and that takes away their humanity. And
hmm.
yeah, you don't have to use social media like that, but you
Social
are
media
in
also kind of makes itself
yeah,
make you do that.
you are encouraged to do that. Like
Yeah,
every social media is some sort of gamified version of itself.
yeah,
It has its like stated use,
hmm,
like Instagram, a place where you can post pictures. But really, Instagram is a place where you can gather people to like your pictures.
yeah,
And so it's a gamified version of itself. And I think you get that with every
hmm,
social media. It has kind of this like presenting um, persona, and then the the fake game of or the real gamified version of itself.
yeah.
Um,
And there's a lot of commentators out there that are, because I'm glad you brought up the gamified aspect of it, because there's a lot of commentators out there who are saying that gamification of the internet and of social media specifically has found its way into other aspects of online life, including politics and um, like dating apps, even. Like we've we we've turned everyone and everything into a game that is dependent on who has the highest score
yeah,
or the highest amount of likes, which is bad for our souls, but it's also bad for democracy.
yeah,
So, um, yeah, it's a little terrifying. I have to be very careful because I'm just enough of a fatalist, um, where I can go into spirals and be like, it doesn't matter. Like, just let the world burn, because I clearly am one of the few people who believes that this is really bad.
I think
um,
I think a
yeah.
lot of people do, but they don't, but they don't know. It's hard to like use it correctly. It's hard to use something well, right? I think it takes effort. It takes kind of rethinking things, envisioning your relationship with this tech
Hmm.
and re-envisioning it. And that it it's a lot of work, especially if you work a 40-hour a week job and then you come home and you're like, I want to work on my relationship with technology. No,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, but I think people are mostly aware that something is off, even if they participate constantly
Yeah.
too.
Well, and it's part of it is, you know, I totally agree with. I just don't have the motivation to work on my relationship to that specific technology. Um, but also, I've read enough books about the profit margin of
Mm,
our data that part of me is like, I don't want, I don't have the motivation to use this technology well, but I also don't want to work on using this technology well while they profit off of my work.
yeah,
And so, um, and so, yeah, I'm just like, no, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. So,
yeah,
yeah, but like I said, I tend to be a fatalist. So, and
yeah.
I have enough minimalism in me to know that, like, I don't need it. I don't need any of it. Life can be more simple. It's not actually. Minimalism is a lie also.
Yeah, you can gain tons of things. Oh man, I'm always surprised at how much stuff I accumulate
Well,
just by
even me.
existing.
Yeah, even me. Like, I consider myself like a really strong minimalist, but I still accumulate. I
I
may
just
go through cycles
yeah.
of giving it away or selling it or something, but I still accumulate. It's
Yeah.
so.
To live is to accumulate, Blake.
Yep. In this day and age, as good consumers, that's what we do.
Yeah.
No, I really appreciate I appreciate the humor and the thoughtfulness of the film, because it could have been Juno-esque. Uh, and I hate on Juno a lot. I liked it when I first saw it, but it spawned a whole kind of subgenre of films, and it got tiring very quickly. And so,
Yeah, I think that's true. I think it's probably one of the better ones of that, you know, of that genre, but yeah, the twee just cutesy, quirky indie
overly
move.
precocious, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's kind of nihilistic in its own way. Um, at least a lot of the later ones were. I wouldn't say Juno is,
Yeah.
but some of the later ones were just truly style over substance. So
Yeah. But I think I think this one has some substance to it.
Oh,
So
definitely, definitely. And actually, I'm really glad we had this conversation because I kind of want to rewatch it now with your reading in my
yeah,
head
yeah.
because
Well,
that went right over my head.
I mean, I think you saw it there and were able to make the connections, but yeah,
Yeah,
but
I think I was just coming at it from a different angle, but I still like the fact that you were able to connect it in a way that really had little to do with the technology aspect, and just simply them as people recognizing that no, we are being saved because we are in effect caring for another person.
yeah,
And we chose to do this, and we are actively choosing to do this, at every step. Because
yeah,
there's numerous chances when they could have just let it go and been like, okay, baby Jack, we'll have thoughts and prayers for you, but we're out of here. But they don't. When they realize that baby Jack is gone and they've gotten out of their hallucinogenic state, like they're like, oh crap, where is he? They're actually worried. And so yeah, it's kind of a beautiful thing to kind of see, and I think it works specifically because of the background of this type of movie in the past, and
hmm
also because everyone knows those people.
yeah,
And so, and it's not throwing shade at those people. Like I love a lot of the people that would fit that category that I know, um like, but the critique still stands. Like it's they don't they there's there it's let's put it this way, it's an unaware immaturity.
yeah. It's an immaturity that leads to that's selfishness maybe, or at least choices to be selfish. And in
Yeah.
a sense, if the world is falling apart, why would you not be selfish?
Yeah.
Too like
Hmm.
and and again, I'm not trying to throw shade at selfishness because like there is an aspect where you need to be selfish in order to care for yourself in order to
Hmm. Yep.
there's that saving yourself too. um but I think at some point you might realize that you don't actually have any skills, and maybe it was maybe these skills come from being part of a community and
Hmm.
knowing, having a reason to use them, having a
Yeah.
reason to, you know, quote unquote, be a man and step in front of
Yeah.
your partner and save them or something like
Yeah.
that, which is something that happens in this movie too.
Hmm. Yep.
So, and these are things when you're not just these are things that you learn when you're not just thinking about your own personal survival
Yeah.
too. So, yeah. Um yeah. Anyway, so
I did like the comment on the whenever they're reconnecting in the canoe, and she brings her notebook out, and it's basically just what she wrote down from the internet before they left about ways to reconnect with your partner. And I love the fact that he just is like, you basically just brought the internet.
you wrote the internet down and you brought it with you. You brought the internet with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I adored that. And the type of advice that was brought was something you find often on the
Yeah.
internet, and so it just made it that much more poignant, but also hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's I think we've touched a little bit on that, but there are some funny parts. There's some
Oh yeah,
good humor in this movie too. So
I still say that one of the funniest moments is when they first see the poof like swing away, and he's like, "What the hell was that?"
yeah, yeah. It is a pretty like what the hell moment too. So like it's so fitting. And then there's a line my wife and I say to each other all the time where like when they like are outside and he sees a poof on the roof and he just says poof on the roof, poof on the roof. So we repeat that back to each other. It's just one of those things that's fun to say.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you accidentally you didn't know where I was in the film, and you quoted that in a text message, and I was like, I didn't know what you were talking about, but I assumed it was coming at some point. But it still surprised me when it happened.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see it coming even then, so I was like, oh, that's hilarious.
I felt bad. Yeah, I felt bad when when I said that and I realized you were earlier in the movie and I was like, "Oh." And so I like stopped talking to you about the movie. But yeah.
But also, Jameson doesn't. Jameson is a good boy, and he recognizes that most people don't like spoilers. I, however, don't give one shit if I have a movie spoiled for me
Well,
because I'm like, if it really is dependent on that spoiler for it to be good, then I question its goodness.
I I think I think that's true too. Like I've watched enough movies where it kind of feels like, yeah, no, the movie should hold on its own. Like you should be able to rewatch a movie and enjoy it again if it's
Yeah,
a good movie. And, you know, especially like if your first time through it is just someone telling you specific parts of the plot, then
yeah.
like, it still has a good chance of being good. But, you know, the the times when I think about like, oh, you don't want to spoil it are things like M. Night Shyamalan movies or like Christopher
Oh, see,
Nolan
even
movies.
then, I might bring it on. I don't care.
But I think those are the movies where most people like feel like they don't want them to be spoiled. I
Yeah,
actually think
yeah.
that it's really only those types of movies that
Hmm.
people really care deeply about in
The
this
twist
situation.
movies. Yeah,
Twist movies. But most movies aren't like that. Like,
yeah.
yeah, twists happen and and knowing the end kind of sucks, but like seeing how it gets to the end is really what's important. Um, and
Spoiler alert for future episodes. But I still watch M. Night Shyamalan movies, knowing the twist full and well, and enjoy them nonetheless.
have you seen the new one?
I haven't yet, but I've heard really good things. That
I
it's like a return to form.
hmm, I've
Uh,
heard things.
yeah, well, I mean, as long as it's better than the book, I'm fine.
Oh, I didn't read the book. Don't.
Yeah, I that author has written one really great book, one good book. The rest I've read have not been that great.
Hmm.
Um, and so, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the book. So the fact that I heard that he changed the ending significantly or relatively significantly, I'm like, good, because it needed it.
Like, do you know what that ending is? Do you know the ending that he changed it to?
No, but can you tell me?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no, I don't know it. Yeah,
I was
no,
just wondering if you had already spoiled yourself
no.
of
But
it.
here's no. So here's the thing: people always get this wrong about people like me. It's not that I go actively searching for
Yeah.
spoilers. It's that if someone gets super excited about seeing a movie and they let loose and not knowing that I hadn't seen it, I'm not gonna get mad at them.
Hmm.
because I was gonna go see it anyways. And I don't know if you'll know this, but context really matters.
Yeah.
I've had stuff spoiled for me, and I still had the same exact shock when it happens in the movie because I knew what came around it.
Hmm.
Having a piece of information that supposedly spoils the movie for me actually doesn't spoil it for me because I don't know what came before and I don't know what comes after. So yes, I have a piece of information and it may color the way I go into the film, but I still maintain that if someone had told me that Bruce Willis was dead the whole time in The Sixth Sense, I would have been like, the revelation still would have worked for me because it's well done.
I, I think I tend to agree, but I think there's some nuance only
No, no,
because
no. We don't live in a nuanced society, Jameson. You either agree or you don't, and you have to create a political party or political movement out of that opinion.
mm, okay. But I mean, sometimes the experience I have while watching a movie affects how I feel about the movie kind of for a little bit. I do feel like that like more stronger emotions to the movie come later after I've
Mm,
seen it, after
yeah,
I already know about a film and have had time to think about it and think about how it's pieced together,
yeah,
which is slightly different or is very different than the immediate experience.
yeah,
Um, and I think again the stronger emotions I have towards movies are the ones that I develop later.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
those it actually again it doesn't matter if I got it spoiled, like I could still have those same emotions and I feel like
Yeah,
that's still there.
yeah,
But I do think some things can affect how I experience a movie at the very, beginning.
at the very
Now,
beginning. Yeah,
yeah, like when I'm watching it for the first time. Now, whether or not a spoiler, like whether or not knowing the ending is going to do that is kind of dependent on the movie and, and also kind of knowing in the future that I'm going to like think about this movie and I'm going to process it later helps me not be so worried about like, well, I already know what's coming, so it's not worth it because I still find value in trying to,
hmm,
trying to understand the context, trying to understand the
yeah,
this story. But, you know, like one recent experience where I think it was really important that I was in a dark theater where there was a giant screen, for example, so the experience mattered, was seeing Skinamarink. Uh,
yep, hmm,
so, you know, I guess I can't fully come onto your side and say that being spoiled doesn't 100% change anything. I think it
yeah. Well,
changes
I definitely think so. Change. Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying that it doesn't color your perspective of the movie going in, um, but I would say that a movie I wasn't going to like from the beginning, I wouldn't have liked whether or not I had heard the twist or the piece of information before or after. um, and so, and same goes with the movie I do like. It's not the culminating factor. Let's put it that way of
yeah.
whether or not I like a film. Um, I I think probably Signs is one of my favorite Shyamalan films, and that twist was divisive when it first came out,
Hmm.
but I loved it. And as stupid as it may be, and I think it has its stupidities, but it works on an emotional level on rewatches. Like
Mm.
every time, man, I just feel I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start crying. So,
Yeah.
and also Mel Gibson's just one hell of a crier on film.
Oh,
That
really?
man can cry like a beast and make you believe it every time.
I haven't seen Signs in a long time. Hmm.
It's
Hmm.
funny you say that because this could be our next. I'm just kidding.
No spoilers, Blake.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah, no, I think there's definitely nuance. I think there is a preference element to it. My wife is one of those people, especially if she's going into a horror film, which she doesn't do often. She will read the wiki page
Hmm.
and know every beat of the story, and I will usually tell her, yeah, don't tell me anything. It's not. I just like I don't. I'm not going to use her as my intentional searching mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, if she lets something loose accidentally, fine, whatever, it doesn't matter to me.
Sure.
But I'm not going to ask her. I'm going to be like, yeah, what happens? You know. But the where my inconsistencies hit is with books.
Hmm.
If someone tells me any part of a book that is pertinent to like the story itself, I will lose my damn mind.
Oh,
Because
wow.
that totally defeats the point of reading the damn thing in the first place.
Hmm.
And that's partially because a book requires more attention and more work and more time. And so if you think about a movie, most of the time, the longest you're going to have to deal with is 3 hours.
Hmm.
A book, you're usually with it, unless you're a speed reader, for days. And so, uh, yeah, I don't stand for that
I'll have to make sure to find out what books you're reading and then just randomly talk about,
randomly. Yeah,
yeah, what
yeah.
happens at the
Do
end.
you want me to come to Chico and kill you?
That I've just tried to hang out with you, Blake. I
No,
just need that
and it's not even
human connection.
nonfiction. It's not even nonfiction. It's simply fiction.
Okay.
Yeah, you can tell me all you want about any nonfiction book I'm reading, and I'll be like, yeah, the chances are pretty good that I'll come away with a different perspective on it. But you do you. So,
Well, I will be very careful not to spoil anything about a book for you.
well, yeah, but you're my friend. If it happens, I'll show you some grace. I'll be sad.
For the
I'll be
first time.
well. No, the second I start to realize that you're doing it intentionally, that's a different story. But accidentally, I mean, nah. Some
Yeah.
random stranger comes up and accidentally lets loose on some piece of information from a book, I will cold cock that motherfucker.
All right. All right. Well, any strangers listening to
Yeah.
this episode, please be careful with the books you talk about around Blake.
Yes. Yes, please do.
All right.
Unless you want a
Well,
knuckle sandwich.
I certainly don't. Well,
Yeah,
Blake,
do you think we've talked about this enough? Because
I think
we're at 202,
oof,
203.
203. Wow, above the
Yeah.
2 hour line. Yeah, I think we stopped talking about the movie a while ago. And yeah, we're pretty good.
Okay. Well,
Do you have anything else you wanted to say last minute?
no.
No?
But like a like a good like a good believer, Good Christian, I'll tell you to save yourselves. It works.
For for
For
marriage?
marriage. Yeah, for marriage. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, okay. Uh, all right. You do you.
Okay,
Uh,
bye.
bye.